About that in a moment. But first, more on the Cleveland Clinic's approach.
Long breath out. Good. Nice and big. Inhaling.
A yoga class is not something you'd expect to see at one of the top hospitals in the country.
Up the tiptoe.
But at the Cleveland Clinic, Eastern and Western medicine are practiced alongside each other at the Center for Integrative Medicine. The latest addition, that's right, herbal medicine.
There are more ways of healing than just our conventional medicine.
Herbal treatments have been used in China and other Eastern countries for centuries, with much success. And now Western doctors are embracing more of those practices here.
It doesn't have to be an either or, and we're seeing, I think, the best results often when we can combine both philosophies.
The Cleveland Clinic is among the first hospitals to dispense herbal remedies alongside traditional medicine, but it may not be the last. Nearly 40% of Americans now use healthcare approaches developed outside mainstream medicine. And while there's little scientific research on using herbs as medicine in the U.S., doctors here at the Cleveland Clinic believe Chinese herbs can be very effective when properly monitored and administered.
I think there's this misconception that if something's natural, that it's safe, and that's not always the case. They really need to be under the guidance of, an integrative physician who has experience and training in this field.
Here to walk us through some of the most popular herbal remedies, Dr. Mehmet Oz, host of the Dr. Oz Show. Doc, good to see you.
Good morning.
5,000 years people have been using herbal remedies in Eastern cultures. Are you surprised it's taken so long to make mainstream medicine here? Part of the challenge is in America we want quick fixes now, and a lot of these therapies work over time. They also are more subtle. They have problems like your mood's not quite perfect. You need a bit more alert. You just don't feel as fast as you used to be. And so those aren't the kinds of things we have easy fix Western medicines for. This is the globalization of medicine. All right, we're going to take a look at some of the herbal remedies. Before we do, rules for use. If you're using prescription drugs, do you have to check with a doctor first? One of the biggest complications with herbal therapies and spices as well is they do affect pharmaceuticals. These things are powerful. And so you need to talk to someone who's knowledgeable in this area. Not all doctors are knowledgeable in this space. So just nudge and push and shove and change the system. Cinnamon. I say good on applesauce. You say every diabetic should be using this. Diabetics and pre-diabetics, 1 in 3 people can hear our voice right now are in that category. Cinnamon helps the liver deal with insulin better, so it helps you. It's very natural, very straightforward. It was in the Bible. The stuff actually has been effective. All right, mint? Mint's wonderful for bellies. Moms know that. It helps gastric secretions, helps the intestines relax a little bit. The beautiful thing about mint is you can take it in a tea form, so it's easy to do every single day. Another major benefit of herbs is you don't have to take a pill every day. You can gently make it part of your life. Do you need massive quantities of this to have a real effect? Not with mint. However, when we talk about rosemary and sage, which are both valuable for the brain, you do need higher doses than you normally get in an herb. So it's not that the herb's bad for you, but you want to concentrate it and get the oil. And the clinical trials were all done that way. When you say good for the brain, that sounds a little bit like gobbledygook. How can they help the brain? So sage, interestingly, we take oils of sage and you give it to folks and you test their word memory, dramatic improvements in their ability to just process information and memorize it. And rosemary is one of the best ways of improving alertness. They did a randomized trial again looking at this in an oil form. It's aromatherapy. So they rubbed it on the arms for 3 minutes and kids just did a lot better at math. All right, what about parsley? Parsley is wonderful for a couple of reasons. One, great for the eyes. It helps protect the eyes from UV radiation. Get a very old therapy. Here you can actually take the leaf itself. You don't need high doses. Also a good diuretic. A lot of women, if they want to make their cellulite look better, a little parsley will help you get rid of some extra fluid that swells you up. All right, last. This is nature's Valium. It's called Valerium. It is not Valium. However, it's very powerful. Again, it's been well studied. It's very helpful to relax people. It's one of the most popular herbal therapies out there. All right. If these things are so good, though, why aren't more people using them? I mean, I adore them, and we're talking about it on the show today. That stated, they have contaminants in them, and the quality control isn't there. And I did an incredible sting, which we'll see early next week on the show, where I actually went out to a person making these products with false claims, with products that aren't really real, making tens of millions of dollars. They're driving around Lamborghinis on your dollar, and getting faked out on this is a problem. What's so important about your news today is that the Cleveland Clinic and other major institutions are beginning to incorporate these ideas. It makes it safer for all of us. This is the world's medicine. It's been there forever. We should take advantage of it. Dr. Mehmet Oz, we'll check out your show. Thanks very much. Thanks, my friend. It's good to have you.